Hello everybody, welcome to JoePat Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding C# 10.0 features. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. So C# 10.0 is the latest thing which is introduced by Microsoft. So if you want to work with this, either you can work with through the Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. So first of all, you have to install the .NET Core. So for that, I have already got the link here. Let me open this link and show it to you. Here, you will be getting all the SDKs as well as runtime environment. There is a marketplace for the entire .NET over here. So you can see that I'm having all the versions of .NET Core starting from 1.0 till 3.1 and .NET 5.0 and 6.0. Currently, I'm using Visual Studio 2022, in which I'm using .NET 6.0. This is a long-term support. Long-term support. .NET 5.0 is the current version, and in case of .NET Core, 3.1 is the long-term support. So as per your Windows, you can download the SDKs here. I have already downloaded the SDK as well as runtime environment for .NET 6.0. So I'm getting the features accordingly in the Visual Studio. You can try the same things in case of Visual Studio 2019 also. So let me create a new project here. And I would like to open a console application. So here you'll get console application for .NET Core on Windows or Linux or Mac operating system. This template supports the different platforms. Let me click over here and click on next. This is C# 10 features. You can give any name. As you can see that after installation, you'll be getting the .NET Core 3.1, .NET 5.0, .NET 6.0. Currently, I'm choosing .NET 6.0 long-term support. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it is going to build the environment for me, and you can see that I'm getting console.writeline hello world here directly. Earlier, in case of Visual Studio 2019 and 17, if you are opening a new console application, we used to get using clause, namespace, class with public static void main. So here, there is nothing called as main function. Whatever you write it here directly in the program.cs is going to get executed. So there are hardly few set of directories. If you compare the traditional console application, you'll be getting properties, assembly info.cs file and program.cs file like that, wherein if you want to add the references, all the references are going to get added there only. So here in the dependencies, you are having two sections. One is for the analyzers, second one is the frameworks. So in the frameworks, you are having Microsoft.NET Core app. So here you'll be getting a list of namespaces which are getting added to your application. We have got program.cs in which directly we have got console.writeline. Let us not do anything. Let us just execute this and see what happens. Currently, it is going to show me hello world. Okay. So now let us come back to the features. If you want to Visual Studio Code also, you can use it. Or you can try the programs in Visual Studio itself. So if you want to work with this Visual Studio Code, here you have to go for the extensions. If you want to work with C# latest version, you can just search it as C#. You're getting one of the extension called as C# for Microsoft. You can see the description over here. C# for Visual Studio Code powered by OmniSharp. There are so many downloads and 3 stars. This is again an extension which is given by Microsoft. with respect to Visual Studio Code. So in this case, once you install it, you can just go and check the informations whether it is installed properly or not in the terminal, and which particular version is getting installed here. Everything you can check it out. So for this, I'm giving .NET --info. So it is going to give you that 6.0 version is installed, and the runtime environment, operating system version, host version, .NET SDKs, .NET runtime, all the informations regarding the entire .NET framework is going to get displayed. SDKs as well as the .NET framework version, SDK version as well as runtime versions. Everything you can just see here. This is the PowerShell. Same thing you can try it in the developer command prompt also. So go to the developer command prompt. Here again I'm giving .NET --info. So again I'm able to see the same information. So this is just to check whether you are working with the .NET 6.0 or not. Because after installation, if you are still having a doubt that whether it has updated the framework to the new version or not, you can go and check it over here. Let us come back to the Visual Studio Code here. As we have already seen the hello world, let me remove it. I'm going to add a new class file now. So once you are adding the class file, let me add a class file called as customer. To honor the time, I have already written the customer class. So let me just try this customer directly. Okay. I would like to create a public class. And within this public class, few properties I want to add it. So as you can see that there is a namespace here. Let me add a constructor also. This is a customer constructor. And here I would like to give I'm in customer class. And then let us go for few properties. So property, it is a code snippet which is available. You can take prop with a double tab. I'm going to create a ID property here with a get set. Then one more string name, again get set. Visual Studio 2022 will help us to design all the properties and rest of the things. So public int age. So now in this case, let me give a string with a null label question mark. Okay, so now my class is ready. My class is ready along with the constructor. Let me come back to the program.cs. Here I'm already having this namespace. I want to refer this namespace. So now we can observe I'm using the global namespace, global keyword for the using clause. So if I'm giving this, I don't have to keep on repeating this namespace again and again throughout my different type of files. Global means only once the declaration is done, it can be used in number of files. No need of declaring this using with the namespace again and again in all the different type of files. Then how to work with all these features. So once my customer is ready, so let me take a variable var. This is implicitly typed local variable which can hold different kind of data. Currently I'm taking new customer instance in which I'm taking ID, name and age. I've stored all the informations. Whatever the properties we have declared it here, ID, name and age, I'm storing it over here. And with the help of this dollar console.writeline dollar, I'm printing customer ID, customer name and customer age. So this is the way how you can accept the data and you can print the data. So once you execute it, whatever the values you have set it, 50, Jyoti, 30 is going to get printed accordingly. Along with that, you'll be getting the thing which you have written it inside the constructor, that is a default constructor. We have written that I am in customer class. So like this, you can create n number of model classes, how the way we used to create it in MVC. Similarly, here you can create different type of model classes. If you want, you can create a models folder, add all the classes, go on referring the namespaces. So once that global is given, everywhere it is applicable. There is one more feature of this. We are having something called as constant string interpolation. So what exactly this is? We can create constant string variables. We can store the values and we can combine and we can print it. So whenever you're going to create a constant string, whatever the data you're going to store it, later on they can be combined and together they can be displayed. So all are constant variables. This we call it as constant string interpolation. Similarly, we are having one more feature called as key value pair, in which we are going to store the value and retrieve it. Before that, using directives simplify how you work with the namespaces. C# 10.0 includes a new global using directive and implicit usings to reduce the number of usings you need to specify at the top of each file. If the keyword global appears prior to a using directive, that using applies to the entire project. Declare the namespace without the opening and closing brace, and hence the namespace is for the complete file. So here, once it is declared, you can go on using it in number of ways. So if you're adding global using system, it is going to get included throughout the project. So you can use any feature of using within the global using directive. For example, adding static imports a type and makes the types members and nested types available throughout your project. If you use an alias in your using directive, that alias will also affect your entire project. So here, if you want to declare directly the system.console, you can use global using static system.console. Static keyword is already introduced in the previous version of C#, wherein using static system.console, if I am including it, I can directly give write line, write, read line, read, all these functionalities with the console. So if you are using global here, again throughout the project, this particular system.console can be used. Let us see one more example. I'm opening the Visual Studio once again. We have already seen the constant string interpolation as well as using the global keyword, how to use the key value pair. I'm taking KV pair equal to new key value pair. Here I'm using integer and integer. And if I want to initialize, I can use the initialization like this, and then KV pair. So once the key value pair is taken, if I'm taking, once the key value pair is taken, if I'm taking int a equal to 0, a comma int b equal to KV pair, I can directly assign the values of this inside this. So now if I want to print the values of a and b, I'm taking again console.writeLine dollar with a and b equal to b. So let me execute it. Let me execute it. So you'll be getting 100 and 200, which you have sent it for the key value pair. So this is about the few of the features of C# 10.0. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.